Hey, we had a heck of an ice storm here, out of power for 7 days, lots of trees down around the area. Thankful for Justin and his crew coming around and cleaning everybody's yard up here in Blackstone. It's been a great blessing for everybody. And we thank all y'all for everything you've done.
Well, before Valentine's Day, the 13th, we had a bad ice storm to come in. I was really worried that one of my trees might come down. And the next morning, ice everywhere, trees over all the roads. It took an hour to get here, would normally take 20 minutes. And I had to stop and get trees out of the road so I could get home. When I pulled in the driveway, I saw the tree over the house. I said, oh no, won't be coming back home anytime soon.
We're here connecting with people in ways, deeply traumatizing moments of their life. You get to interface with these people who just really need help. At least for me, it makes a difference in my life, because if this was just work, I could find work other places. I wouldn't have to leave my family. But having the ability to deeply touch people in the process is very fulfilling, and it kind of makes it all worth it.
To be able to be a part of the solution to get these people back in their homes, to get whole communities back together, put back together so they can get back to some kind of normalcy. It feels good to know when we leave that we can look back and say this place was a mess when we got here, and now look at it, it's organized and ready for them to get cleaned up and move on.
To see people's emotions, and be part of their, the tragedies that happen in their life, and being able to be there for them, and seeing how much they appreciate us helping them out. That takes way precedent over any monetary value that there is. We did some work for a lady the other day. She didn't know what she was going to do with all that debris. When Justin told her that we were there to do whatever we could to help her out, she just started crying, man, and brought tears to my eyes, So, yeah, that's the reward for sure.
We live in some rough conditions sometimes. Sleeping in the trucks on the side of the road, eating MREs, whatever we have to do out here when there's no electricity, and still the hardest part is being away from home.
To be able to work with something like TikTok behind me is every day to make that impact really is the cherry on top, because life to me needs to be bigger than just going to work.
So the difference in what we do as a group and as a whole, by the leadership of Justin and a couple of others, is we come in and we help people that need help. If they have insurance, Justin deals straight with the insurance to get everything squared away so the customer doesn't have to pay for anything. In those cases where, you know, whether somebody's been out of work and they don't have insurance, or they're elderly and you know, it's either live and eat or have insurance on your house, they choose to live and eat. And so Justin will come in and he'll say, hey, I see your situation that you're in and I want to help you. And we go in there and we do the work for him free of charge. You know, obviously this is a business and you need to make money, but it's much deeper than that. Every other tree service that I know, and you know, including myself, back in the day when a storm would hit, we'd be rolling out and it's, you know, let's go make some money. Well, there's more to it than that, and especially working with Justin and the rest of these guys. Throughout all this there's a lot of questions, a lot of people, you know, when you come rolling into town with these $1 million trucks and all this equipment and 15 guys, you know, people think you're just in there to get rich and make money because they see all these big fancy trucks and equipment. You know, so there's a lot of skeptics out there that don't really take what we do and think that there's any possible way that we could be doing this out of the goodness of our heart. Biggest thing that I can say is Justin Hartman comes up and he tells you he's gonna do that for free. He's gonna do it for free, and there are no strings attached. There's no gray area. That's what he means, and that's what it is. When we roll in, we set up them trucks and we get that tree off your house and we roll back out, you're not getting a bill in the mail. You know, the best thing I can say is, you know, instead of those who are skeptical and resist, or are resistant toward us, you know, keep an open mind, give us a shot.
We enjoy helping others out that's in need in a crisis. The hardest thing about being away is obviously our loved ones, our children, animals. Just the sight of not being home is probably the biggest, hardest part of the whole journey.
I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy being able to go to a place where you can lift the biggest burden in someone's life. You know, it's a good feeling, but it's also a good thing. People need it done. I got tired of standing on the front porch with little old ladies that thought that they had $500 in tree debris removal. Decided I was going to do something about it, that I was going to bring more understanding to the industry, to bring more understanding to the consumer that needs help with their emergency, that needs help with the tree on their home or their insured property. And I felt that the best way to do that was to be there, you know, right after the disaster when people need it the most. I think it's the preconceived notions that the consumers have. You know, a lot of people are you know, nervous about out-of-towners. They're nervous about things that they hear. You know, I think if you make enough waves, some of them will be perceived as bad. If you want to know what we're really doing, there's plenty of eyewitness accounts of little old ladies and veterans and people that couldn't afford to do something on their own that said they watched me take a tree off their house at no charge. What we do is not perceived well by the insurance industry. I don't think that they appreciate our willingness to work on contingency with their bill and provide the customer with an option other than the option they want to give the customer. I think that it goes against the way that they like to have control of the claim. And I think that they have a lot of money and they have a lot of power, and they don't appreciate what we do for the most part. I've seen that they don't appreciate it, regardless of the fact that we're the guys there the next day solving the problem for their insured that they promised they would solve when they collected that premium. You know, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to go and help people, you know, and I try to remind people that I'm the guy with the dirty shirt in your backyard at 9 o'clock at night under a spotlight, you know, pulling a tree out of your house. I'm not the guy that flies blimps over the Super Bowl or makes billions in profit every year. I'm the guy that hasn't seen my 9-month-old daughter in 2 weeks. And so if you think that I'm the one getting over on anyone, I'd say reconsider that.
I want to thank all these guys that we come with, because they're the ones that really put in the work. You know, me, you know, I support them and I keep them going, but I'm not out there digging. Some of these boys really dig for hours and hours and hours, and I like to tell them things.